Grover, and I don't know if you know, but so impact, and not just the impact that programming has here at the museum, but also the impact our community's generosity has had on us over the years. And really, that story all begins with a donation by Mrs. Lena Fern Grover. Mrs. Grover was a longtime supporter of the SEHS and even served as a board member here. She dreamt of a permanent location to house, preserve, and present the many artifacts that the society had acquired since its formation in 1922. Her donation made it possible for the SEHS to acquire the old Elks Lodge, this building, and after some remodeling, her dream was finally realized in 1981 when the museum opened its doors to the public for the very first time. It established a legacy of giving, one that we still see to this day. So this is sort of a sidebar here, but you may have noticed the Post-it notes everywhere in this hallway, and I think that needs a little explanation. This serves as a perfect example of how support from our community can have a direct and positive impact on the exhibits and the programming that we offer here at the center. Through a city grant, we were able to set up our first exhibit that upon its ending time here at the museum, will become the very first traveling exhibit that we offer to educators and organizations to check out. This type of support will help us sort of push beyond our four walls and really redefine what it is to be a community museum. Years of work, not even including the hundreds of hours devoted to planning and to recruiting volunteers and to acquiring the financial support from throughout Shelby County, brought our exhibit, The Streets of Old Shelby, to life. And that was sort of just the tip of the iceberg of this little 1900 era village that could. Over the years, this exhibit, through the actions of our volunteers and through the financial support from our community, has offered so much to our guests. From events like Trick or Street and Christmas on Old Shelby to the monthly Root Beer Float Day, not to mention the countless tours that educate us about life from yesteryear. This exhibit continues to give, and it's all thanks to those who gave. And here's the thing, the museum, the exhibits, the traveling displays, those events and those root beer floats, all of these things are things that are very visible, the things that as a guest you would see. But there is so much that goes on in the museum that is behind the scenes. And honestly, one of the biggest expenses is preservation. And honestly, you can see the cost of it stacks up pretty quickly. This is just a fraction of the type of supplies that we use when we are preserving our artifacts. Artifacts that range from textiles and costumes to books and literature to photographs to medical instruments and toys. The range is pretty wide, and so for $12 or a donation of $39.15, you're taking huge steps for us to have a massive impact on how we care and preserve our artifacts for future generations to enjoy. On this Giving Tuesday, we hope you consider continuing Mrs. Grover's vision of establishing a permanent place to house our artifacts, to preserve our artifacts, and to present them to the community. This is a long tradition here in Shelby County, this idea of giving, this legacy of giving. And it was all established way back in the early 1800s when three men decided to give their property to establish Shelbyville as the county seat. Obviously, through the years, Shelbyville and Shelby County has time and time again proven its benevolent spirit. And we're hoping once again that we can call on our community to support us and to allow us to progress into the future. If you're interested in helping us along this way, check out the link in the description here. Otherwise, we hope you have a really great holiday, and we thank you so much for all the years of support that you've given us.